give the viewers a chance to join in here.
Hear us because it's not connected. Can we turn it off and turn it on, or how did we do that last time?
Maybe just turn that off.
No, just turn it off, this thing, and turn it on again.
No audio. What the hell?
Okay, let's see. Oh. Live like idiots right now. Turn it on.
Am I dead again? Hold on. They said now it's working. I have audio now.
Well, they had audio because it was
From the phone.
yeah, from the phone.
Alright, so let me try to switch it to this.
One second, guys. Sorry.
See if it'll find it now.
Yep. There you go.
Oh man. Are we in now?
I think so. Are we back? Please,
Yeah, a round of applause there. We have audio, folks.
please let us know in the chat if you can hear us.
Yeah, give us some thumbs up. Give us some likes if you can hear us out there.
Let's wait and see if people can hear us. Or
Well, I see some I Love Feder Gorse out there.
yes, all gold. Perfect.
All gold. All right, there we go. So, well, welcome to episode 7 of the Real Pool Talks, and we are going to talk Derby to you. We are at the Derby City Classic right now. We just finished, or Feder just finished, the Bigfoot Challenge. So, we are in the hotel room, set up for you guys. We've got a lot of compliments on this podcast, so appreciate everybody tuning in. We're going to do a quick recap of Feder's 2024 results, and then we'll talk some Derby. But let's talk a little bit about the Turning Stone Classic, your first win of 2024.
Yeah, Turning Stone was the first event. It was fun. I didn't really expect anything from that turn. It was just the first event, after New Year's celebration, that drunk stroke. But it was good to just go out there and get the arms moving. We went with the company, me, Christina, her father, Vitaly, and Christina's mom. It's always good to travel not by yourself, going to tournaments, especially when it's located, somewhere in the casino, kind of like this, in the middle of the field, to where you can't really go anywhere, and you're just stuck in the casino. But yeah, I played good. Beat Jason in the finals. Lost to him earlier in the tournament. It's a little bit tricky format, but we both figured out the break in the end. It was just him who made more mistakes in the final.
Yeah, and your all's first matchup, he had the break and you didn't, and then the match before the finals, I forget who you were playing, but you figured the break out. You started hitting it a little different, and then you just ran him over. What was it, 13-5 in the finals?
Yeah, I beat him 13-5, but it wasn't really just the break. He was just making mistakes in the middle of the set, and I think that was just the difference between.
Yeah. Well, it always feels good to beat Shaw. I know that for you. So Turning Stone Classic, first tournament you played in of 2024. We just got off of a week and a half long tournament at Mini Derb, which is actually a warm up here in Louisville, Kentucky at Rail Yard Billiards. Kyle Ferguson did a great job there. There was mini banks on the 7-foot table, which you didn't have a great results there.
No.
Skylar won.
No, it's a terrible game to play on a bar table. It's it can go so quick. Like SVB played against Skylar. We commentated that match, and SVB won the flip, broken run the first game, Alton break. Then Skylar breaking runs the second game, Then Shane comes back to the table. Bracken runs the third game. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, you literally erase the 3 bar table banks, short rack can take 5 minutes.
Well, it could. Like, it really could.
Skylar Broken ran a rack in 49 seconds. It's on the internet. I think Michelle Griffin got it. So that was pretty cool. But something good little warm up, whatever. It kind of got you in the mindset
it's
of
cool to
playing
play something
banks.
different. It's a mini derby, but it's a mini tournament. So
Right. and
whatever.
then we had a big table 9-ball event, which your road dog, Vitaly Patsura, took it down. So he got a little cheese in his pocket. If you aren't going to win, that's who you would have picked, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So
Definitely
he beat
happy for
Mora
him.
in the finals.
Beat Johnny twice in the tournament, actually, for the hot seat, and then in the finals in a longer race.
Yeah, and tip your hat to Eric Roberts, young kid, defeated you.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, he broke perfect. He made 3 good jump shots, and he took care of business when it was his break. So
yeah, Eric played really good in that match. He deserved to win. He really played better than me and outplayed me, outbroke me, and outjumped me. If
Yeah.
it doesn't sound crazy,
But I mean, listen, a race to 7, you make a couple jump shots, and you in alternate break format like that, you take care of your breaks.
No, yeah,
You're
definitely.
gonna win.
Definitely, yeah. And he was breaking really good.
Yeah, breaking really good and played well. So big shout out to Eric Roberts there. That's pretty cool. I know it meant a lot to him. He actually came up. It's pretty funny. I got to tell this story live. He comes up to Feder. Feder beats him. Or he beats Feder, right? So Feder's pissed off. He hates to lose.
I mean, I wasn't really.
You weren't really pissed off.
I wasn't
but
really
you-
pissed off.
But you
yeah.
still lost, right? Like you needed 5 minutes to just breathe, maybe get a beer. And Eric Roberts comes straight up to you and says, "Hey, after watching me play, what do you think I need to work on?" And Feder's like, "I don't know, kid. You just beat me. What do you mean work on? You just played perfect. You jumped perfect. You broke perfect."
I think I asked him, "Are you serious?"
I'll tell you what. Play worse on me next time. That's what you need to work on. That was pretty funny. But then he came back and apologized. Really good kid. Meant
No, he's
nothing by it.
He's
Like
a really good kid. Yeah.
sincerely wanted to know. Like after watching me play, we played a race to 7. What do you think I need to do to get better? Pretty cool,
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind to answer all those questions, but not when I lose.
give me 3. At least let me get a
Yeah.
Coke or
Yeah.
let me get a burger before you ask me how I can get better when you just whip my ass. So the 9-ball was not the best results at the mini derby for you, but then you came back. You split the bank ring game, which was actually really good. You split it with Louis DeMarco. Had
Yeah.
a huge lead.
Had a huge lead, and I mean, the way I went to splitting was kind of stupid because I just blew the lead, and I was playing a shot to where I should be safe, and then a couple of kisses, and Lewis runs. I think he ran like 3 and then a 5 rails, which
No, he got 6 actually. He
6?
hit a 4-railer and then he hit 2 1-railers at 6.
yeah. So
And at the time, it was like quadrupled up.
yeah.
He had
like
4
that,
bullets
so-
left, and then he broke it to even. You all were
Yeah.
like dead even after
Good
that
thing I
6.
realized, I asked you, I saw that we're close to even, and I'd see him on a winning streak. He just made 6 rails. I'm like, all right, we better split. So we split.
Yeah, so that was good. Split the bank ring games. I
Yeah,
think it was
$500 entry too. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good.
paid for the event, right? And then ultimately coming and finishing strong in the one pocket. I think you defeated Shane. You defeated Skylar.
I played Skylar twice. I beat him twice.
Beat Shane.
Beat Shane, then lost to Tony 3-2. Crazy match.
That was a crazy match.
Yeah, I mean, I had him 4-0, heel, and then he makes the ball off another ball, runs the cue ball 4 rails, and plays shape, and then it's 5-4 me. I have a ball laying in my hole, and I snookered him behind the other ball. The cue ball is in the kitchen, and he kicks 2 rails underneath of the ball, banks it to his side, and runs the cue ball up table. Like it's sick.
Yeah, that's what I kept saying. I did a lot of commentary through that tournament, and the one thing about Tony Chohan that's so exciting to watch is when you do back him up in a corner. Sometimes he looks like a fool because he tries crazy stuff, but he's not scared of the moment. He knows what he's got to do, and he shoots the shot with confidence. And
Yeah. He plays the ball
steals-
count always.
and he steals so many games doing it.
Yeah, I mean, especially after the break, the way he shoots those wired combos. I never seen anything like this. Like he always
Yeah.
finds a wired ball, like a dead 6-ball combo or something that most players, even pro players, won't see it. that he just always fires it in, and he's a pretty good at running balls when everything it's close.
Yeah, and when he's close to everything and he's close to the stack and he has to play balls off of other balls or combos
Yeah, he's really good in combos too.
unbelievable. Yeah. So, but ultimately you come back, you defeat T-Rex 5-0 in the finals. It was not a true double elimination. The finals was just a little bit longer race, very similar to the Turning Stone. So you end up beating Tony 5-0 to claim your defend back-to-back titles at the mini derb for the one pocket.
Yeah, and it's actually a shout out to Kyle Ferguson for putting it in other tournament. Hitting, what did he add? 10 or 20.
Yeah, I mean it was nice.
I mean, it was a lot of added money and
and a ton of work.
A lot of work. He's been in the pool room, 24/7 for the whole time and treated all the players really good. And I think whoever didn't come this year, they should definitely go next year, because I think it's always improving and Kyle is always working, making things better.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the best pool hall owners in the country. For me, for my money, him and Dave Coles are at the top of the list. I think it's a huge thing to support those guys that are supporting the players. And if you talk to any player, I actually just got done talking, to a couple other players. I don't want to spoil the match, but it's going to be coming up here in a few weeks. And they actually, they said, well, Kyle offered the most but couldn't do it. But so Kyle is actually giving back to the players, and if he's able to break even in an event, he's
Well, that's exactly what he told me. Basically, if he's breaking even in the event, that's a win for him, and I agree with him.
I mean, I agree with his business practices. I think a lot of people in pool, they don't want to break even. They don't want to invest.
99% of the, all of the streamers or, people involved in pool, they just want the quick money and they don't really think long term. But Kyle definitely does, and
you're exactly
we
right.
want to support that.
Oh, and they're saying we listen. Somebody in the chat just said Corey Deuel's using the bridge on the break on the Bigfoot.
Oh my God! Really?
We were remember you were warming up, and I was talking to Ricky Bryant, and he said that Corey Deuel was practicing with the bridge on the break and the Bigfoot.
Oh my God!
Like I'm all about being creative, but that's a little bit creative.
I remember he was doing the same thing in Vegas one year. We played a. It was. I mean, you have to find that picture on Facebook. I wish I had it on my phone. We were playing I think it was 2020 when COVID just started, and we were playing the tournament before World Timbal Championships in Vegas. And Corey had a mask on, gloves on his hands, and he was breaking from the bridge. And I think he was also playing some shots from the bridge. Like, you just got to see the picture. Somebody took a picture of him wearing, like, yellow gloves,
Man.
like a mask.
Sometimes you can just outthink yourself, and that's probably one of those moments. Like, I don't know, maybe his size and his stature makes it really tough for him to get out in the middle and break the balls. But breaking from a bridge, that seems. Just breaking from an open bridge is tough enough when it's your own hand.
I guess he doesn't like the friction of the cue with his glove or skin or something that makes him think that it will be better off breaking from the bridge. I don't know.
Whatever. Who knows? That's Corey Deuel for you. So we'll have to go down there and check that out. But let's talk about your most recent results here at Derby City Classic Day 1. Obviously, you have a ton to defend, right? Back-to-back master of the table, all-around champion, 2 years in a row. Back-to-back bank pool champion. Last year was your first year winning the 9-ball. The year before, you won the 1 pocket. You've won every single event at the Derby City Classic except for the Bigfoot. You draw Jason Shaw first round, and you just took him down. So walk me through that. Talk to your fans a little bit about how much the Bigfoot Challenge means to you this year.
Well, the Bigfoot, like you said, I never won it. I was in the finals twice in earlier events. When I first time came here in 2016, I think, I didn't play the Bigfoot the very first year, and I finished deep in the 9-ball. Got to meet Steve McDonald from Diamond, and he invited me to a Bigfoot the next year. And I think I played there in Appleton and beat him, Hill, and then lost to Carlo, Hill. So I got an invitation for the next year again, and then I finished second. I lost to Roberto.
Oh, I remember.
That's when I met you. Yeah, that's when me and Maxim busted you in
That's
Big
how
Al.
that's how we met. Actually, was Feder playing the Bigfoot challenge, and here he is. This little he didn't look like he looks now. You know, he's a handsome fellow now. He was this dorky little kid, and his feet were too big for him.
I
And
had
he was
one
just
pair of pants, one pair of jeans with me, and 2 pairs of shirts.
yeah, wore the same clothes every day. Smelled like dirty balls. Comes walking up before every single match.
On the Bigfoot, yeah.
On the Bigfoot and asked me if he can bet 500 on himself every single match, and I'm like, "Who is this kid? He keeps beating me." And then he'd always find me in the action room after he wins, and he'd have this this grin. He'd have this shit-eating grin on his face, and he'd just have his hand out like, "Give me my 500, sucker."
And that was all of our bankroll. That was all that me and Maxim were splitting. So we were going all in every match.
Man, can you imagine being a young Russian kid at the Derby City Classic, going all in on yourself in the Bigfoot challenge?
Yeah, that was a good year. I remember. I should have really won.
You?
Yeah, I should have really won that year when I played Roberto. But I was sick. He should have scratched, and Hill, the cue ball went. I remember cue ball hit 2 points in the side, and he was jumping and yelling, and the way he always acts.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I played filler in the finals 2 years ago, and I played really well the whole tournament. And he just got a little fortunate and also played unbelievable. So yeah, I look forward to this year. And I mean, it was as tough as a draw as we could get in the first round, and I'm happy that we already in the quarters.
Yeah. So I mean, Mora defeated Jesus.
Mora defeated Jesus 10-6.
And then you beat Shaw. And then right now Corey is playing.
There was somebody else.
No,
Filler
beat
defeated
Fortunsky.
It was a really close match. I think he beat him 10-8.
Yeah, Fortunsky had a 9:45 TPA and was trailing.
What about Fortunsky? Fortunsky had to play me in the morning in Banks. At 10.
Round one, the Derby City Classic Banks. I think there's 500 people playing in the
More than
tournament.
500. 530 players or something.
530 people, and Mieszko Fortunsky and Feder Gorst draw each other. I mean, we thought we were man, all these people we draw Fortunsky. But think about what Fortunsky and his camp were thinking.
Fortunsky, I'm sure he was. Before he went to bat, he was like, God bless, what a joke this is.
All these Polish guys sitting in the room
He's got to
talking
play
shit.
filler in the Bigfoot in the first round. He's got to play me in the first round of Banks. Like, that's pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's not a very good draw for Fortunsky, but nonetheless. So you were victorious in your first match on the Bigfoot, victorious in your first match in Banks. You defeated Fortunsky 3-0. You get Donald Duck in the next round.
I play
the
tomorrow
Banks.
at 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. But you won't play on the Bigfoot tomorrow, right? It'll be...
Most likely no. When you play day one...
There's 4 matches a day, right?
There's 4 matches tomorrow. I believe... if you have the bracket, I don't remember who's playing. I remember that Roberto is playing Max Adams and Lee Van Cortez is playing SVB. I believe Alex Pegulain is playing Max Eberle. That will be the first match of the day. Max Eberle against Alex Pegulain. And then who is the 4th match?
I'm trying to get it up here, but internet's a little slow. And Elizabeth, Indiana.
Yeah. I'm surprised the stream is actually working that well.
Yeah, it says we have an excellent connection on that.
Yeah. We will have a better connection tomorrow. We will try to make the podcast. I mean, we will try to make it every day, but
depending upon how late the matches run.
The schedule is pretty busy at Derby, and the very first day is probably the lightest one because you get so many players to play in round 1. And then the day 2 and 3, day 2 may be still light, but day 3 definitely will be back to back to back.
Yeah, and if you get going deep, I mean that's the thing. If you get going deep in the events, then you start having the Banks and the one pocket overlapping, and then if you're going deep in the Bigfoot, now all of a sudden your matches are getting pushed on either Banks or the one pocket because they're wanting you to play the Bigfoot. So it can become a mess real quick here if you go deep in all the events. And you know, obviously you're no stranger with winning 2 Masters of the Table. You know what it feels like to go deep here. Fortunately for me, I get to travel around and do it. And I mean, it's a grind not even playing. I remember last year in the finals of the 9-ball, If anybody was watching the stream, they saw me sleeping on the side. I was just laying across 4 chairs. I have no idea how you and SVB were even standing.
Well, I remember this, and I got really. I mean, I got to play against Alex Pegulain in the last 3, and SVB got a bye, so he had to sit and watch us play for an hour and a half.
Yeah,
at 4 in the morning. So I kind of felt better because I just finished playing, and I wasn't as tired as SVB. I think.
Yeah,
But
sometimes
it was,
setting's worse.
It was really brutal to play that late, and yeah, there is a big change this year. We're playing on 4.5-inch pockets instead of 4.25. The tables downstairs have a new felt, and some tables upstairs have a used felt. I think they're using the tables from either the International Open or Turning Stone. I'm really not sure.
Yeah, so the cloth and the balls are brand new on the bottom floor at the Derby, and the ones upstairs, you can see the break lines. They've been used in some 9-ball tournament, but they're still fairly new.
Yeah.
And the balls are still brand new.
All of the balls are brand new. We're playing with weird-looking cue ball. I'm pretty sure that's the Aramith.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not the TV version, definitely. It's like a red circle, but a newer version.
All right, so I have the bracket pulled up right now. John Moore defeated Jesus Atencio, and Joshua Filler beat Fortunski. So we'll have Filler and Mora playing, not tomorrow, but the day after, I believe. And then you'll get the winner of Victor Zelensky and Corey Dole. So Corey Dole breaking from a bridge right now, probably going to lose.
No, they're saying Victor is up 4-1. So.
Yeah, Victor's going to rob him if he's not breaking with his hand. And then you have Max Eberle playing Alex Pagulain. That'll be the first match tomorrow. And then you have Conrad versus Naoki Oi.
Oh, Naoki Oi. There you go. Conrad, actually, he maybe is a dark horse in that tournament because he beat Filler last year here, and he did decent on a Bigfoot.
And he doesn't have obviously he doesn't have a terrible draw. I don't think Naoki's ever played it.
No, Naoki never played it. I'm pretty sure Conrad would be the favorite. If you never played on the Bigfoot, it's a completely different game.
It's a completely different shape, completely different cue ball. Changes the kicks, the brakes.
The kicks is probably the most for me because it changes the angles, and being brand new cloth, brand new balls, it's complete guessing, complete gambling.
Yeah, and the other thing is it's not like the amateur players where we spin the cue ball and we kick one rail. Top level pros are kicking 2 rails so often to try to get separation, and just what you said, you've got to adjust for the slide, the new cloth, the new balls, but then also the angles are changing because the table's bigger and you're further away. You got to use the bridge more. It's so challenging to play on the Bigfoot. It makes the break harder.
Oh, the break is it's incredible how much of a difference. I mean, I don't know what's the difference between a distance of a
probably a foot,
break.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean less than that, less than a foot, but
yeah, but still 6 inches when you're used to breaking.
It's crazy. It's unbelievable how big is the difference.
Yeah, so it's definitely a more challenging game, and I always have this debate. And actually, Greg Sullivan, the owner of Diamond, me and him have always had this debate because we opened a club together. Obviously you came there and played a lot. We always talked about what do the pros need, because we saw the talent levels just climbing, right? I completely agree with Greg on this. He always said it needs to be played on a 10-foot table. And I always said, well, I think it needs to be 4.25-inch pockets and this and that. The talent level is just so high now that so many of you guys, especially in these conditions with new balls, new cloth, and templates and this and that, the big table, the 9-foot table, is looking like a bar table now because everybody's so good.
Well, especially for every pro traveling to all the matchroom tournaments playing on 4-inch pockets now.
Yeah.
It's we came to Derby 2 years ago. It was 4.5. We were thinking okay, I mean I guess that's
normal.
I guess that's normal, yeah.
Yeah.
But now coming here, you're like, oh my God, we're playing on buckets.
Yeah, I mean, and last year with it being 4.25, me and you had this discussion. Last year the pocket size were 4.25. There were about 10 guys in the room, and I know it's a race to 3, and this is outlandish. I'm good at making outlandish statements, but they're usually right whenever I make them. there were 10 guys in the room that I feel like had a shot at beating you. Not that we're favored to beat you, had a shot. This year, with 4.5-inch pockets, there's 30 guys, maybe more, that have a shot at beating you in short rack
Yeah,
banks.
probably more. I mean, probably more. You have so many bankers here coming from, I mean, Ohio and
You got Louis
Iowa.
DeMarco type players.
I mean, all the locals. Probably there's 5 locals that can beat me.
Yeah, I mean, you draw like Mike Brown, or there's a lot of people that have a shot that can run 5s on you in these pockets.
Definitely.
And
You
especially if
win
they
all that.
move with doing it. If
Yeah.
they know how to move and keep you off a shot.
Yeah.
So, back to the Bigfoot. Max Eberle playing Alex Pagulayan. Conrad playing Nyokioi. SVB will be facing off against Lee Van Corteza, and then Max Adams playing Roberto Gomez. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go down. I'm going to ask you who you think's going to win each match. Victor versus Corey Duell. Who you taking?
Victor.
Eberle versus the Lion. Pagulayan.
Alex.
Conrad versus Nyoki.
Conrad.
SVB versus Lee Van.
SVP.
Roberto versus Max Adams.
Roberto.
So you're going with all chalk there.
Yeah.
And you like Conrad to sneak his way, maybe past Alex Pagulayan if he beats Nyoki.
Conrad and Alex, I mean, that's going to be a really close match, probably. I think we may go hill.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one there. And then SVB over Roberto, who you got?
SVB and Roberto. Roberto breaks really hard on that Bigfoot. That's what really separates him from other players. But SVB breaks him pretty hard too. I think SVB will be the favorite, probably like 8-5 favorite, maybe even bigger favorite.
Really, that much?
Maybe 8-5.
Yeah, I mean, it is a race to 10. So.
That's a pretty long race and
alternate break.
So, yeah, I'm going with SVB over Roberto.
You're picking yourself over Victor. I'm not letting you do anything else. And then you got filler over more, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So that's what we have in the Bigfoot. If you haven't ever watched the Bigfoot, make sure you do so. It's a top-notch event. But we don't have a real bracket. The bracket is drawn on
piece of paper.
With marker.
With a Sharpie, yeah.
Come on, McDonald.
$1,000 entry.
$1,000 entry. You pulled out the Sharpie. All right, so what's it going to take for you to defend the master of the table?
Well, I mean,
and
it's going to take...
What's the mindset after day one for you?
It's going to take breaking down my skin on my hands to blood.
That's what happened last year, right?
Yeah. My hands are super dry. For some reason, when I play in that room here, like I can feel it. It's already starting to dry really bad. So I have to use a lot of lotion. But, I mean, it's going to take a lot of luck. I'll be honest. It's going to take a lot of luck in banks. It's going to take less luck in one pocket. And I'm not sure how long is the race in 9-ball, but one pocket is probably the easiest one to win.
Yeah. I mean, we always say that the banks takes the most skill, and probably, we always see the cream rise to the top in the banks. But this year, man, it's just wide open. Normally there's 6 guys that can win it. This year I feel like there's 20.
Yeah, I agree.
And that may be a little bit stretched. There may be 12.
Yeah, I mean, there's at least 10 guys that can win for sure. I mean, it's you got
Right.
Evan Lunda, Tony Johan,
Skyler,
Billy, Shaw, Filler,
SVB.
Pagulayan, I mean, Roberto.
I mean, shit, Lewis could win.
Yeah, but I mean, that's less likely. I'm talking about like big guys who actually
likely.
already went to.
I mean, Mora.
I mean, Lewis went to the finals once, so.
Yeah.
Mora won it
Mora's
twice.
won it, yeah.
Or won it once. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people capable of winning.
No Brumback, no Shannon Dalton, no Dennis Orcolo,
No Efren this year.
no Efren, no Bustamante, no Justin Bergman, no Taiwanese,
Yeah, there's no Asians
no
at all.
Chinese.
Sometimes, Chang came a couple of years ago, played really good on the Bigfoot. Copigny with his brother came once or twice.
Kevin Chang used to come quite often.
Kevin Chang used to come and gamble, too.
Warren Kiamko,
Yeah,
it's always here.
Warren's probably just staying in Cebu and
I mean,
enjoying his life.
Boosties, you know, I mean, obviously Dennis is a huge threat, but Boosties is another one with the all around that is a big threat. So him
Yeah.
not being here.
Yeah, Boosty played everything really good.
So if you were to pick like the top 5 players that have an opportunity to knock you off of the all around throne, who would they be?
Filler, Tony Chohan.
Skyler, maybe?
Skyler. I mean, I'll probably think of Shane first.
Shane.
So it's SVB, Filler, and Tony. I mean, guys like Evan Lunda,
Shaw.
Evan Lunda and Shaw, probably.
Yeah, I mean, really a lot of players missing this year. You don't see Albin.
No, there is no Europeans. I think Albin is
Mario.
coming for 9 Ball because 9 Ball will be the ranking event. So yeah, but it's gonna be tougher to win because you know the pockets are big. Everybody has the break figured out. It's winter break 9 Ball. I know it's still a race to 9, but I remember playing against Omar Al Shaheen.
Yeah.
Lost 9-0.
Yeah, and I tell you what, last year at the Derby, by the time we got to the 9 Ball playing on 4.25-inch pockets, it was tough. It took a really good player to beat you.
Well, day 7 of Derby, you know, on 4.25, the table they're playing really not as a 4.25. It's playing like 4 1/8.
Right.
And you know, sometimes tables are getting a little bit dirty and balls are getting dirty by the end of the day, and it becomes really tough.
Yeah, with going back to 4.5, I think it accomplishes a lot. I'll be honest, like for me, I liked 4.25 because I'm in your corner. But you see, there's a lot of amateurs that play in it. It's a lot about the spectator. You're not hearing of, at least so far, you're not hearing of any matches, people sitting around waiting for 2 hours when they're scheduled for a table at noon, 2 o'clock, they still haven't started. That started day 1 last year.
Yeah.
Like it just snowballed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, day 1 would be the longest one if you think about it, you know.
Yeah.
You get all the amateur players playing in round 1.
And Banks is...
And Banks, if you don't know how to play them, it may take 4 hours.
Yeah.
To finish a race to 3 if both of them meet each other.
That's exactly right. So I think the 1 pocket starts on Sunday, and then the 9 Ball starts on Wednesday, right? I think that's the schedule.
I think 1 pocket starts the day after tomorrow, and then the 9 Ball starts 2 or 3 days after 1 pocket starts.
And we're going to do whatever we can to try to get some streamed matches of Fetters. If he plays upstairs, all the 16 tables that are in the center of the bottom floor, they do have a stream on there through AccuStats, and then there's 4 other tables that have just different streamers on all 4 of those tables. I don't think they're live though.
Yeah,
I think they're just recorded.
They're just recording Railbirds and Dead Boys. I think they're recording and will be releasing videos throughout the year.
So yeah, we're not allowed to stream those.
We're not allowed to stream any matches downstairs, but if we get lucky and we play upstairs, we'll definitely be streaming.
Yeah, and we're also working on a workaround, so we're trying to do whatever we can to be able to bring some matches to you. All know we've been promising that, but just a little shake-up this year at Derby, and a big part of it, I think, was last year. So the space, if you've never been to the Derby City Classic, the main tournament room is very tight on space, especially when you get a ton of spectators. There's a ton of people standing around watching. And last year, everybody just had tripods everywhere. So there were tripods all over the tables, in front of, walkways, and then people were congregating around it. So it was something that Diamond and they just had to do to where everybody just couldn't have tripods and just be standing around the table. So it is kind of a real estate thing, so we're trying to work around it. We're trying to do what we can to bring some matches to you guys. If we're upstairs, we have the ability to stream off of Fetter's normal gear, and we can bring them here to his YouTube channel. So stay tuned on that, and make sure that you turn on the notifications for Fetter's channel. When we go live, you will get notified, and it will be last minute, guys. So if we see that the table assignment is a spot where we can stream it, it's going to be something to where we run and grab the computers and do it.
It's not going to be like scheduled hours in advance.
Right, so make sure you turn those notifications. If you haven't done it on Fetter's channel, make sure you turn on those notifications, hit that like button. Appreciate everybody tuning in with us. Maybe take 5 minutes for some questions.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to discuss tonight?
No, not really. I mean, there isn't a ton of good matches in round 2, I believe. And
yeah, we can talk about some matches. We are gonna try, obviously, depending upon how late the matches go and how Fetter's really feeling. We're gonna try to come to you guys as often as possible throughout the event. Obviously, we have it set up here.
How's my back doing lately? I'm stretching a lot and been working out, so I feel pretty good. I didn't feel quite as good before the match with Shaw, but it went all right, and I feel pretty good. I feel way better than I felt a year ago, I'd say. But that's day 1 of Derby, so ask me 6 days later.
Yeah.
The answer will be different, probably.
Well, I mean, you've been playing nonstop at mini Derby.
I mean, not really. Derby is different.
Derby's different.
Derby, you come at 9 a.m. and you leave the pool room, the arena at midnight, and you got to do the same thing the next day.
Yeah, it's tough.
Switching disciplines and
definitely a war of attrition. So
different
you have
size.
Sebastian Braun in round 2, so you play at 10 a.m. tomorrow on table 21. I think that's downstairs on
Table 21 is the one that...
Railbirds.
Yes, exactly. Most likely we will be playing on those tables.
Yeah.
They told us we can stream upstairs, but we're never going to be playing upstairs. Settled in with my new queue yet? Well, I won the Turning Stone and I won the Mini Derb, and I just beat Shaw on a Bigfoot. So, yeah.
I'd say you're locked in with the new queue.
Yes, sir.
Oh, listen to this. Chip Compton lost around one of the banks. We forgot to mention Chip. He's another threat for the all-around.
Chip for sure is a threat. He can play banks, one pocket, and a decent player in the 9-ball. He can definitely win both banks and the one pocket.
He can win both the banks and the one pocket, but he has a loss in the bank, so it makes it less likely. And he can go deep-ish.
Yeah,
look at this.
All depend
Oscar
on
playing the banks. Doesn't Oscar usually just come in for the 9-ball? Our good buddy Dominguez. Oscar trying to get in the grease with the old man games.
Yeah, but you should.
No, I agree.
I think the field is weaker this year, a little bit, maybe slightly. But there's still a lot of bankers and people that play great in one pocket and stuff. But you can still take your chances, and you can get a good draw till round 8 or 9, and then you're in the last 30 players and have a chance of going deep.
There you go. Josh Filler playing Nathan Wallace.
Nathan Wallace from Ohio, right?
Yeah.
All of the guys from Ohio, they can bang.
Also, sweat this. Round 2 of the banks, Mieszko Fortunski playing Shane Wolford, and they both have a loss.
Oh, my God.
So we're going to lose Mieszko Fortunski or Shane Wolford in round 2 of the banks.
That's sick.
Yeah. It's...
How's the queue development coming? Well, we're working a lot on Jump Queue prototype right now, actually. It'll be
sweet.
It will be... I don't know how to describe it. It's already so good that I want to release it, but we're still working on stuff, like small stuff. Yeah. Just getting dialed in with everything, and we're aiming to release everything in May, June, July, somewhere there.
Mainly just cosmetic, right? Like you've got the jumper, right? The way it jumps and different.
Yeah.
Mainly,
we're working on designs and the boxing and other stuff. We're also working on break cues and playing cue. But yeah, everything is going to be pretty sweet when we release it. I can't really say much right now.
Yeah, but they're going to be nice for sure. Let's see. Will you announce what table you're on in the banks tomorrow? It's not on digital pools, so we don't know who's on what table, 16 and under. All you have to do is go to Derby City Classic results.derbycityclassic.com, and it'll take you to the names. You just scroll down to Gorst. It's in alphabetical order, but he's on table 21.
And they're making redraw every round, and I think on top of that page there is a announcement for the time of the next redraw.
Yeah. I'm looking through the matchups. Rich, it looks like Richie Rich is in the house, so he's
I
going to
think
be in some
Richard
action.
Rich played Skyler on one.
Yeah, Richie Rich lost to Skyler, and guess what? He's got to play Matt Clark. He's probably an underdog to Matt Clark, local here of Louisville.
Yeah, he is.
Richie used to play Banks so good, man. I hate
mean,
to see it.
Richie won that Master of the Table, or what was it?
No, he won the Louis Roberts. I think.
Louis Roberts.
Yeah, so they used to have a gambling award here at Derby City Classic. If you were the highest gambler and stayed in the most action, you got the Louis Roberts Award. Richie Rich, if you know who Richie Rich is, he was always in action. He was on Judge Judy, but he was always in action here. and such a good character in pool. Love Richie Rich, pure mover.
Richard Rich.
Let's see. I'm looking through the rounds here. I don't see any real other matches.
No, I mean, it's still early.
They're crazy tomorrow.
It really is still early. I think round 4 or 5 is when you start seeing those big matches popping up. I mean, last year our draw in the Banks was as brutal as we can have ever. Like, we played Pegulai and Billy, SVB, D. Atkins, Tony, Roberto, back to back to back.
Yeah, literally 8 rounds of world-class bankers and took them
really,
all down.
Really back to back. So this year is going to be easier. Couldn't be any tougher.
Well, you hope.
Well, it can't be any tougher than.
No, that's true. I don't think the field's tough enough for it to be that tough.
No, it can't be. And I remember when I played Evan Lund, I didn't have any losses in the finals, and the first final we played, I didn't make a ball. I lost 3-0. I lost 5-0, 5-0, 5-1.
Yeah, I mean, Evan Lund, a tough player playing Banks.
I mean, that's all you need to know about all those short races. They can go either way, and sometimes you don't even make a ball.
Well, and the Banks is winner break here.
Yeah. So you basically, like I told you, you win the leg, you make a ball and break, then you run 3 balls, and then you're a big favorite in that rack, and break in the next rack.
Right.
So it's over and over again.
It really feels like the breaker has to foul in a lot of the positions to lose the rack,
or miss a hanger,
and then somebody run 5.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a challenge and a lot of luck on 4.5-inch pockets, but it's going to be fun nonetheless. Derby City Classic. Listen, I feel like I've been coming to the Derby City for 15 years. I've never seen it this busy day one.
Yeah, it really is. And from the gambling standpoint and from the tournament there's a lot of fans watching pool.
Yeah, it didn't used to be like
our match with Shaw.
So
we had so many people watching.
Oh, it was standing room only.
Yeah.
Normally, the way it used to always work at the Derby City, day 1, day 2 were snooze fests. Nobody was here. You know what I mean? Like, everybody came in for the 9 ball. You really couldn't get down in the action in the first couple days. And you always had to wait kind of day 4, day 5 for somebody to get winner, somebody to get stuck. But I really feel like people are gambling now.
I mean, that's actually what we need to go and check out right now.
Yeah, we got to go check out some action.
It's a good time to go check that action room.
See, people are wanting you to go over your fundamentals, your pre-shot routine on your channel. Listen.
Well, that'd be good, but it requires so much time to film the quality content, and that's what we'll be working on that sometime this year. But with the schedule that I have, I can just stream matches and do podcasts in between the matches. That's probably the best I can do when I play tournaments. When I have off time, then I can film something more.
Yeah, but as soon as this is over, you're 2.5 months solid on the road, right?
Yeah. After Derby, I go to Chicago, apply for a visa, come back, go to Louisiana, play a tournament there, then fly to Austin, play a tournament there, then go to Vegas for 3.5 weeks.
And to Connecticut.
And then go to another tournament, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be a jam-packed. But listen, we all know that everybody loved watching the drills and the different things. One of Federer's most viewed videos here on his channel was him kind of practicing and doing different stuff. So we know that you guys like that. Obviously, when he gets some downtime, he's going to do whatever he can to bring you that content. Keep making suggestions. Keep putting that stuff in the chat. Make sure you smash that like button, hit the notifications, and We're going to be coming to you guys live if we can with his matches, but if not, we're going to try to check in at least every other day here on this podcast to talk about what's going on here at Derby City Classic. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Keep coming up to us. If you see us in the crowd, keep coming up to us. Tell us what you like. We want the feedback. We want to keep improving this channel. We want to keep improving this podcast. So really appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next few days. Thanks a lot.
Yes, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And if you would like to come up and take a picture, just say hi. Just don't be shy and bother us.
Bothers. We like it.
All right. See you guys later.
Let's go to the action room. You're right.